Welcome everyone to CBe-learn Online Junior High School, our information session. My name is Monty Tanner. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm the assistant principal at CBe-learn. Stay with us for the next 15 minutes as we explore some of the ins and outs of what it means for your student to be an online learner with CBe-learn Junior High. A few basic points of information. We offer a full program for grades 6 to 9 students that runs during the traditional year from September through June. We use the Alberta education curriculum, and we do have certified teachers with a lot of experience in teaching online. We have student services and support for all of our learners, and we focus on the personalization of learning. We offer weekly interactive live sessions where your student will have the chance to interact with their teacher and with their peers. We have well-organized, very easy to navigate courses that are set up through Brightspace by D2L. We offer flexible weekly student work schedules. We also offer field trips, learning events, and some leadership opportunities. So who are the students that come to CBe-learn Junior High? Our population is diverse, unique, and demonstrates a group of learners with a range of interests, talents, challenges, and strengths. Students choose to take online courses because of the flexibility, and we offer things that a traditional bricks and mortar school cannot. Our students stay with us and choose our school year after year because they like the creativity and the self-direction that the classroom without walls allows. We have two different types of students. Some of them are full-time and some of them are part-time. Our full-time students only attend CBe-learn. They take the full online program, which includes English language arts, mathematics, science, social studies, phys ed, life skills, and some options. We also have the opportunity for students to be part-time students. We call those concurrent students. The student attends CBe-learn as well as their community designated school. In a case like that, students will take one or two courses online while staying with their chosen school. I'm going to pass this over to our learning leader of junior high, Lisa Stuart, who's going to explain in some detail how exactly this all works.
Thank you, Monty. Essentially, CBe-learn Junior High works in conjunction with the student, the teachers, and the parents working all together. Of course, the students are required to work with the teachers and with their parents, communicating lots and discussing what their assignments might be and what the expectations are online. Teachers are willing and able to talk to parents as well in a one-to-one discussion through email, whereas they talk to their students in private discussions within the course itself. So students often will create and follow their own learning plan with, of course, the teacher and parent support. Teachers often will, or always will, lay out the expectations, what's due on a week-by-week situation. They will also make sure, oh, thank you. They will also make sure that the students are following along with the intended schedule. Parents are contacted when students require a little bit more support, and we are willing to work together in an ongoing basis. The student will regularly log in every day, attending the scheduled synchronous classes, and students always will be interacting with course content. Students will be required to demonstrate their learning by completing assigned tasks, which include discussing within the class, handing in assignments that the teacher assigns, and working through other assignments through textbook and practice questions. The biggest part of a successful online student is to communicate with their teachers regularly. Teachers are always creating and managing the dynamic courses that we present to all of our students. We take great pride in presenting meaningful course content each and every week. content that's relevant to not only the curriculum, but the real life world as we're experiencing it day to day. Teachers communicate with students regularly through the live room sessions as well as through discussions. And we also communicate through our conversation in our course content. We provide meaningful assessment for various learning tasks, and we host weekly synchronous classroom sessions. I'll speak more about the live room classroom sessions as we proceed through the presentation. Like I already said, teachers will talk with parents on a need-be situation, and the teachers are very welcoming to parent questions as well. The responsibility of the parents is much like that in a traditional community school. We like to also ask that the parents ensure that your child has the technical tools that the student requires. Technical requirements can be found on our website, what kind of desktop, laptop kind of computer you might need, what works best with our program, and how we can best set our students up for success. The schedule that the students set up for themselves is often supported by parents. Parents are often asked to take a look at the day-to-day happenings within your household. Maybe a student has a piano lesson that they need to work around to schedule their CBe-learn courses and the time that they spend. So parent support is greatly appreciated. Work for each and every course online is posted Monday mornings by 8 a.m. within each individual course. So it's easy for parents and students to take a look at what is required of the student each week and plan out your week accordingly. In terms of report cards and regularly reviewing your child's progress, all of our assignment marks and feedback are posted in D2L through the grade tool, also through assignment feedback and discussions, and we welcome parents to take a peek in there as often as you're interested, as often as you can, and have those discussions with your children. So a typical week online is very similar in a lot of ways to a brick and mortar school. You can anticipate that each student will be dedicating about 30 hours per week to their learning. About 4.5 hours per week will be scheduled in synchronous online class sessions. And the way that that looks, there is a schedule that we'll share with you in a little bit, but basically it's 1 hour per week per course where the students are invited and expected to attend an online class in a virtual classroom. The teacher will teach and guide through the week's lessons, and the students will have an opportunity to ask questions in live time. The 0.5 hour is reserved for our phys ed and life skills class. Sometimes that class is an hour long. Sometimes those classes are exchanged for a field trip, but that's where we get the other 0.5. Other than those 4.5 hours a week, the rest of the time is yours to schedule according to your needs. And sometimes that looks different for students that are training in different athletic areas. Maybe you're taking other areas as well. And all of those things can be worked into your online schedule. We definitely recommend that students set a significant portion of their schedule time during the day, because that's when your teachers are online and that's when we're available to answer your questions. That doesn't mean that you can't ask a question if you're working on some homework, maybe at 7 o'clock in the evening, but just realize that that question likely won't be responded to until the next morning when your teacher gets online. This is the synchronized class schedule for the year that we'll be entering in September. And if you take a peek, you can see that the grade 6s are working mostly on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Grade 7s, 8s, and 9s, as well as the grade 6s, have their online sessions always in the mornings. So my screen kind of cuts off the grade 9 at 11 a.m., but grade 9s do have 11 a.m. classes. And you can see that they run for about an hour. between each class. Not every subject starts at the same time, so that schedule will have to be printed out or put into your own calendar so that you don't forget when your classes are. This is a weekly activity that is expected, and we do take attendance, and that is something that we ask that you attend. If you have the flu, or if you maybe were traveling, maybe you're training, or for whatever reason you're unable to attend these sessions, all teachers always record the sessions, and that way you can look back at them if you were unable to attend. If you're unable to attend, we do ask that the parents send the teacher an email indicating the reason for absence, just like you would in a community school, where if you were absent for a dental appointment or something of that sort. Another really good learning tool is that even if you did attend the session and you go back and you finish your session, you go into work on some homework, and you might not really understand what you were supposed to be doing, or you forget the lesson, you can always go back and watch that recording as well. So it's also can be used as a really good learning tool. All right. Physical education online, one of the most commonly asked questions. Phys Ed Online is often mostly based on the honor system, whereby we ask that students are active for about 30 minutes per day. There is an activity log that the teacher and the student work together very closely in making sure that they're obtaining the appropriate kinds of exercise and activity. Within the Phys Ed course, there's lots and lots of support, encouraging different kinds of activity, but making sure that that activity is acceptable as per the Alberta curriculum. Families are indeed responsible for organizing those activities. So if the student wanted to go skiing, for example, that would be something that the family would be responsible to organize and pay for on their own. We always, of course, follow the Alberta curriculum, and a variety of the outcomes of the PE program are expected, and that's where the teacher support comes in. So if you're uncertain if a certain activity would pertain and be valid for your Phys Ed 30-minute per day activity, you just have to ask your Phys Ed teacher, and they'll help you out most definitely. Life skills and health has also been incorporated into the Phys Ed courses. And so often the lessons will be on the weekly basis will be based a little bit on health and a little bit on Phys Ed, how they interact together, and the way of active, healthy living. CTF and Career and Technology Foundations are built right into our core courses. So although we don't have a list of options that you can choose to take on top of your core courses, all of those CTF components are certainly encouraged and embraced if the student so desires. So lots of opportunities to submit assignments or work on your homework in a variety of different methods: photography, art, music, video, audio, etc. Anything that the student finds exciting and interesting, we will find a way to help them incorporate that into their assignments and into their learning. Tests and exams. Lots of people ask this question as well. Unit tests and quizzes. How do we assess our students in this manner? All of the unit tests and quizzes are administered online, and students complete them at home. This again is based with an honesty basis, and we always stress to the students that really it is we expect you, and it is in your best interest to be honest and work through these assignments and these tests to the best of your ability. And it's our job to help you find success. And if you didn't find success, then we often work around how we can give you another opportunity to show your learning once you've achieved that comfortable level with the content. There are normally mandatory face-to-face exams for the grade 6 and the grade 9 provincial achievement exams, scheduled in May and June. And so The future is uncertain at this point. For this year, we know that we won't be administering those exams face-to-face, but in years to come, likely we'll be doing that again. Field trips and leadership. Some of our students say that this is the best part of our program. It allows the students to see one another face to face if they so desire, and work together. Again, typically we offer a field trip once per month, and they're often, most often in the face-to-face setting. We try to do a variety of field trips, so they might be something like going for a walk at the zoo, going to Callaway Park. We've done Indonesian and canoeing, all sorts of different opportunities. These field trips often will have a core course focus. However, if you were unable to attend a field trip, you would not be penalized in one of your core courses for not being able to attend. So they are enrichment on top of curriculum, and we encourage all of our students to attend. But if you're unable to, that's totally okay as well. Transportation is not provided for our field trips. So when we organize the field trip, we ask that you organize your own travel and your own transportation to and from. It is a great way for students to interact with one another and build on the friendships and relationships that they make in their online classes. There are costs associated with these field trips, and we will collect on a field trip by field trip basis. If cost is a concern, then you just have to let us know, and we will work around that as well. There are no school fees for CBe-learn, and all of our textbooks are available online. Because most students prefer the online textbook, we make them all available to all of our students. However, if you have a special learning need or just a desire to have your own book holding it in your hands, we can make that happen as well. I think I'll pass it back over to you now, Monty, and you can talk a little bit about our application packages.
All right, thank you very much. So after attending or watching this information session, you can complete an application package that is available on our website, and there are a number of forms that we would need completed and signed by yourself and by the student. Once that information is complete, we ask that to be returned to Jeanette Van Drunen. She is our administrative assistant at CBe-learn. Her contact information is right on the front page of the application package, and it's easy to find information. Thank you for attending our session. Thank you for going through this information with us. Our phone number on the screen, 403-777-7971. The best place for up-to-date and relevant information about CBe-learn, about online learning, and all of the programs that we offer is cbelearn.ca. Thank you very much.